Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So my name is Jessica Holland, and on this channel we talk about travel, lifestyle, and exploring opportunities around the world. Since I was a little girl, I have been traveling. I actually came back from Germany in 2005, and since then, um, I've been traveling the United States. I was able to go to Hawaii, but as far as international travel, I've toyed with the idea, but of course, especially now, today is March 9th, 2026, there is so much going on in the world that a lot of us either we are like totally withdrawn from what's going on in the world, or we're immersed, or we're somewhere in between, like we want to go places, but then we hear stories about, being trapped, whether it's Mexico, the Middle East, Russia, anywhere in the world. But there are still people that are traveling and enjoying and living their best life all around the world. One thing I've been really interested in recently is the idea of expat living. So you guys can see on the screen, expat is when someone is from one country and they explore the other. I actually did a couple of phone calls with someone who is actively expat living, and she made me feel so much more comfortable because honestly, like, if you don't know anybody, you just kind of like going based off of um, what you see online, and that can be kind of scary. So, for anyone who may not know, an expat is simply someone who chooses to live outside of their home country, either temporarily or long term. So, I think a lot of people get intimidated by expat living because they think, hey, if I leave, I'm never coming back. You can go and come back. There are so many opportunities, and we're going to discuss um, the opportunities, and we're going to learn together because you see this site is called Jessica Holland Travel. So sometimes I'm learning along with you guys, and I'm excited to take this journey. For a lot of people, becoming an expat means having the opportunity to experience different cultures, travel more frequently, and see the world from a completely different perspective. In today's video, I want to show you a website called expatnetwork.com, which is a great resource for people who are curious about living abroad or building a lifestyle that involves international travel. So, guys, this is actually a real network. It is expatnetwork.com. There are so many different topics to choose from. They have work, digital nomads, people who there has actually been an influx of people who are still working virtually, who are able to work overseas but still get paid as if they're in America. And I'm so jealous of them because I could have hopped on that a long time ago. Unfortunately, I do a lot of in person work. So right now, I'm deciding whether I want to shift my career over to digital nomads. I think it's super cool, and I think it's an amazing way to discover the world, but also have the comfort of a steady paycheck. There's different webinars that you guys can look into. My friend actually told me that the biggest thing that a lot of expats do and depend on is Facebook. So I'm going to discover some of those, and hopefully I can get back to you guys about that. They have top destinations: America, Australia, Canada, Cyprus, France, that's me. I really want to go to France. Malta, the Middle East. I actually have a family member who lives in the Middle East right now, and it's not looking good. I'm actually really worried about him. But the Middle East is one place I would have considered just to be next to him. New Zealand, Portugal, Spain, and there's checklists and financial action checklists, and hopefully we can check that out. Moving abroad, if you want to get your stuff, a lot of people, my aunt was talking to me and she was like, just sell all your stuff. Now, for some people, that could be easy. Like, cool, just sell everything. For me, I have a lot of things that are sentimental to me that I just wouldn't be able to just sell all my stuff. So this site is really good for people, giving people like the tips making the move, immigration, travel, education, because some people don't understand that American degrees can either help or have no effect at all when you're crossing from America. Contracts and legals, removals quotes, checklists, which is amazing, and they have some tours here. Retirement, with everything that's going on in America, to be honest, I've been planning for retirement, but one thing I am considering is retiring out of the country, taking me and my kids out of the country and retiring. Um, Living as an expat can look very different depending on where you go. Some places you might be able to afford it, where it is only $300 a month in American dollars to have a place, and sometimes even we were looking at Cuba. Cuba has it to where, since it is a communist country, everybody has a designated price, and that can differ. And then it won't go up, and you can actually pay up front, and you won't. I don't. It's kind of confusing because I don't know if you own the property or if you bought it from the government. And we'll do research on that. We'll do different countries. Some people move abroad because of career opportunities, but many people choose the lifestyle because they simply want a different pace of life or more access to travel. Guides living in America, because some of you guys might not even be from America. Some of you guys might be from somewhere and you want to move to America. So there's so many different opportunities. Money, banking and investment. Um, Most of my banks are really good overseas. I've heard Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo are good overseas. Those are my banks. So I feel pretty confident with the travel situation. Taxes is very important. Mortgages, if you do buy a house or property, insurance, health insurance, different things like that. My friend was actually telling me, she's in South America, that it's actually cheaper to just pay out of pocket instead of getting the expat insurance. And I don't want you guys to take my word for it. Definitely do your research. Property, buying property in different countries, temporary accommodations, news, and the directory. And so hopefully you guys are still here. So I want you guys to imagine waking up in a new city, walking through local markets, experiencing new food, hearing different languages, and having the opportunity to explore countries that you may have only seen in photos. For many people, traveling and living abroad also makes it easier to visit neighboring countries. I know with Switzerland, you can kind of jump between Switzerland, Germany, and even France within hours of each other. For example, if you're based somewhere in Europe, you can take short flights or train rides and experience multiple countries in a relatively short amount of time. That's one of the things that makes the expat lifestyle so exciting, for sure. Um, in Switzerland, they have these train systems. I forgot, I think it's like global, where you can pay and you can just travel from country to country. And we'll also talk about in the future how to pack for situations like that. So you guys see the website. So the website I want to just show you, like I said, is for people who want to relocate internationally, how to adapt to different cultures, global communities, and resources for people who want to explore life outside their home. If you're someone who enjoys travel and you've ever wondered what it would be like to live somewhere new for a while, this type of platform can be really helpful for learning more about the expat experience. One of the most exciting parts of exploring the expat lifestyle is learning about different places around the world where people choose to live. Some popular expat destinations include places like Spain, Portugal, Thailand. My cousin actually just came back from Thailand, and believe it or not, a lot of people are trying to get to Thailand right now. Dubai, Singapore, Costa Rica. These locations attract expats for different reasons. Everybody has a different aesthetic. I love the water, but you might like more of a cold environment. I love beach, hotter weather, but I'm also willing to, explore different places because one place that is on my mind, which is so funny, is Switzerland. Not Switzerland. Oh, Switzerland is on my list, but Russia. Russia is a place that I've been more excited about learning about recently. And so some offer beautiful coastlines and warm climates, while others are known for vibrant cities and international communities. Websites like this help you start learning about these places and understanding what life might be like there. So, building a global lifestyle for people who love travel, the expat lifestyle can open up a completely different way of experiencing the world. Instead of just visiting a place for a few days, you actually get to spend some time living there. And that is so intimidating for me, especially I'm learning French currently. I learned some Spanish, and I'm slightly when I was younger. I used to live in Butzbach, Germany, so I do have recollection of the German language. I just cannot remember it. And I remember on my channel, for one point, I was I was learning different languages. But now my friend was telling me about a site, and we'll get into it later, about how to learn different languages easily. Of course, you guys can pick up books and tutorials, but there are so many opportunities to learn every night before you go to sleep. 30 minutes, an hour, whatever amount of time you want to devote. And just also be aware that even if you are not American, people speak fluent English, and some people speak your language as well. So let's say you're from a country like France, maybe you will meet someone here in America that can understand your language, and also you have Google Translate that can work with you as well. If you're curious about the expat lifestyle, here are a few things you can start doing. First, begin researching destinations that interest you, right? Look at things like climate, cost of living, culture, and accessibility for travel. Second, connect with expat communities online. I told you guys about Facebook. That was the one I spoke with. I actually paid for a consultation, and that person told me that Facebook is one of the places that is really good for expats and nomads. Many cities around the world have strong international communities where people support each other as they adjust to life in a new place. But also make sure you are careful, because sometimes people can take advantage of people when they're not from the country. And you don't want to shout, especially people who are doing it singly. If you're going to go as a single female or a single male, just be careful not to announce it to people too much to where you feel like you might be setting yourself up for vulnerability. Many cities around the world have communities, and they will support you as you adjust to a new place. And third, take time to travel if and when you can. Sometimes visiting a place first can help you decide whether it's somewhere you can see yourself living in the future. So this girl was traveling to Russia, and she was in some of the coldest places in Russia, -70, -40. And as much as I think that I can deal with that, that actually might not be something that I could deal with. So um, I'm definitely going to visit Russia when it is appropriate. There also are websites that you guys can Google. The government has sites that are actually travel advisories. Let me see. Let me see. Here we go. Because here it is, travel advisories. So, if you guys can see this, yes. Travel.state.gov will tell you places. It's an international travel advisory map. So let's say you and your spouse, or you and your girls, or you want to travel to a certain place, okay? The government will tell you right here what places are safe. Afghanistan, level 4, do not travel. This map shows you places. We're in America, so it's all white. But even if you guys can see the different colors, where is the color, Amanda? Okay. Levels. Okay, so they review them every 12 months and 6 months. But I need to see this, the advisory. I think the red. And so, look, level 4, do not travel. Afghanistan is a no. Albania, crime. Algeria, kidnapping. Level 1 is Andorra. That is pretty safe. And then, if you guys can see right here, the date issue was the 5th of 2026, so it's fairly recent. Let's say right now I want to go to France. So right now it is a level 2. The last time it was issued, um, it's a level 2. And so that means that be aware of increased risk to safety and security. Um, 4 is a do not travel. This is the highest level due to life-threatening risk. Specific risks are described in the travel advisory. The U.S. government may offer limited or no ability to help. So when you go to these places and you check this website and it tells you already not to go and you go, you can definitely be left for your own vice. 3 is reconsider travel. Reconsider your travel due to serious risks to safety and security. And level 1 is the lowest advisory for safety. So right now, some of the South America has really good. My girlfriend is in this area, and if you guys can see, it is a blue. Canada is the okay zone because it is a level 1. Australia is okay. Some parts of Russia, some parts of Greenland. Oh, well, I think, wait, Greenland is okay. Some parts of Italy and things like that are okay. But right now in the Middle East is bad. So if you guys can see, that is a place where you guys might not want to travel. Going back to the expat living. So some other small tips. Okay, so let's go through some of this and see what we can find. So as far as, let's start here, digital nomads, because I think the first thing you want to research is how you're going to be able to afford to live overseas, what type of internet, where work and travel for expats, how to combine travel and work. So, working while traveling has been a practical lifestyle for expats and digital nomads. With the right job, location planning, legal awareness, and daily routines, it's possible to balance income, productivity, and exploration. When done thoughtfully, work and travel support long term freedom, professional growth, and a more sustainable way of living. What work and travel means today. So, working remotely for a company based in another country, freelancing or consulting while living abroad, taking short term contracts or seasonal jobs, and combining part time work with long term travel. The most successful work and travel setups prioritize consistency over constant movement. This is how to make that happen. And so for me, it would definitely have to be consistent. I'm not really into something that's inconsistent because being trapped overseas with inconsistent income can be extremely, extremely scary, especially if you're by yourself. Fortunately, I do have support, so I would be able to, sorry, if there was some issue with like money, I would be able to contact someone to get myself out of trouble, but that might not look the same for everyone. Not all jobs are job friendly for traveling. Before packing your bags, it's important to understand what kind of work is right for your skills and lifestyle. Remote friendly roles are typically the easiest to handle when traveling, okay? We're going to go more in detail about that later, but I really just wanted to come to you guys and let you guys know that you can travel the world and have a steady income. And people always say, oh, what is that person doing? They must be a scammer. They must be doing this. They must be doing that. Or someone is funding their lifestyle. It's not always true. You can find a stable cost of living and travel the world. So when you get off of your laptop, and you have to be, of course, disciplined, right? You don't want to go over these places. You don't have consistent internet. You're not consistent at your work because you can be fired. even though you are a digital nomad. But I just want you guys to know the world is full of incredible places to explore. And for many people, the idea of living abroad becomes a way to experience life from a completely different perspective. If you enjoy travel and you are curious about international living, websites like Expat Network can be a great starting point for learning more about the expat lifestyle. If you enjoyed this video and you're interested in more content about travel, lifestyle, and exploring the world, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.